Welcome to Q&A number 7. This section is all about why I advocate worship in a group and magic solitary, or with one or two other, or maybe even a small group of people that you work well with. There's a reason for this. Basically, worship means to hold in high regard or to revere something. Doesn't mean groveling, doesn't necessarily mean being by yourself either. Worship, in every sense of the word, is a celebration. If you're giving offerings or whatever, and yes, it can be intensely personal. And by all means, you should worship by yourself whenever you feel the need for it. I do a lot of worship by myself, simply because, the group can't always get together on every single holy day or, a day of offerings or whatever for the particular demon I'm working with. So, and of course, people who are solitary, they don't have anyone to worship with either. So I advocate group worship only because it's a celebration, and generally major holidays, that's when I advocate it. And it's a lot more fun with a lot of people. And, there's nothing wrong with celebrating with other people because you're all there for the same reason, to honor the demonic divine in some way. But yes, I mean, ultimately, most of your worship is going to be solitary. That's just the way it is, whether you're in a group or not. Next, let's get into magic. Why I say that, okay, I'm not saying group magic is a bad thing. I'm not saying that you can't practice magic in a group. There are some instances where two people practicing magic, they work excellent together. What I am saying is magic, the definition of magic explicitly, via Aleister Crowley, is the art of causing change in conformity with one's will. So that means you are causing change because you will that change. Now, here's the thing. A lot of high magic, first of all, is about you working on yourself. Kind of hard to work on yourself when other people are involved. Other people are not you. They all work on themselves differently. And if you're working on yourself, I don't see any reason for anyone else to be involved. That's just kind of how I feel about it. Now, if you're doing divinatory rites or some sort of divination where it requires an operator and perhaps someone to scry, as in goetic operations, for example, that's basically what Goetia is. It's a scrying operation for the most part. Then yeah, you're going to need another person, especially if you're not much of a medium. So yeah, definitely if you have someone that you work well with, that when you perform magic together, the results are astronomical, more power to you. Awesome. And you should. I also, here's the thing though, you got to make sure everyone's on the same page. Even with low magic, if you're saying, okay, we're going to do a ritual to heal this person that we know because we both care about this person and we want them to get better. You have to make sure you really are on the same page and you really want the same thing, and one person just didn't show up just because they wanted to do a ritual or because they wanted to be included or something like that, because then their will and their intent may or may not be on the same page as yours. And in result, they could end up stifling the flow of energy and causing the magic to fizzle in some way. Also, there are people who don't work well together. There are some people, like, if they're around you, they'll ground you. There are certain people, I'm a medium, and as a medium, there are instances where if certain people are in the room when I'm trying to divine anything, I need them to leave because they hold me back. They cause some sort of block or grounding of everything, and the entire ritual comes to a halt. Some people are like that. And in a group magic setting, you got to make sure everybody knows exactly what they're doing, and you put people in positions to do what they do well. You know what I'm saying? You don't put someone who isn't a medium in the position of being the scryer and put your medium as the operator. It doesn't make any sense to do it that way. You'd flip it. You give every person a task they're most suited to, not only based on their experience, but based on their natural talents. So that's something to consider. And like I said, you know, sometimes not everybody works well together, and that's where I'm kind of, I am not into, say, you know, just group magic in general, just because of that. So, but that doesn't mean I haven't worked group magic. It doesn't mean I haven't found people that I work well with. There are people out there that I work wonderfully with. It's just that most of my magic is done solitary, and I get fabulous results from that. I don't necessarily need another person to pack a wallop to my magic. Some people do, and maybe that's why they practice with groups. But you know, I mean, it's individual. I mean, it's entirely up to you what you choose to do.